Right, all reassembled. Fired it up the other day, it runs fine. There is a problem though, which is there is a leak on this transmission lines now that I've cleaned them up to see if I can identify exactly where the leak is coming from, but I can't. Anyway, the lines are leaking. They're basically leaking from these swage connections here, the crimps there. There's one, this back one's the one that's leaking, one behind there. So what I'm going to do is I've got to drain the transmission anyway because of that mechatronic socket. I want to replace that because that's dripping a bit as well. I mean, it's literally a few drips, but it's enough to bug me because over, significant period of time it'll lose fluid, won't it? So I went over to a place in Telford called Friction Hydraulics. They were very, very helpful, and they sold me some fittings. Now that pipe is a 1/2 inch pipe, the transmission cooler pipe. Should have explained that. It's the transmission cooler pipes, they're 1/2 inch. He sold me, and I've also read on the Jaguar forum, similar repair has been carried out. This is 12mm. So what I'm going to do is cut the lines back a bit. A little bit. Just tidy them up with some fine emery cloth to get down to 12mm diameter. So it's a matter of taking off 350 microns from the outside of the pipe. It's not a lot, so it should be pretty much doable just by hand with a, wrap a bit of bloody I don't know, 240 grit wet and dry around it, rub it down until those olives, so they're compression fitting, so the olive will slide over. Then I'll clamp the female on, and then that allows that male part to go onto the metal pipe. Sorry, no, the female part goes onto the pipe. Then I'll screw the metal part into that, put the rubber pipe on, cut it to length so it's fitted both ends. Then I can take it off, take it back up to Friction Hydraulics, and he'll swage the pipes together, the fittings onto the ends of the pipe, so they're completely sealed. They could never come off. Apparently there's up to 17 bar of pressure in those pipes when they get up to temperature, and it was leaking. Like as soon as I started the engine, there was just a seep coming down the pipe that would eventually have dripped off. It looks as though it's been leaking before. If you look, you can see, well, I've cleaned a lot of it up, but around this area there's quite a lot of sort of black gunge, which is basically oil and dirt mixed together, and you can see it around there as well, around the air conditioning compressor. So I suspect those pipes have been leaking for a while, on and off. If I actually zoom in there, see there's a bit of, see that golden film there, that's where it's coming out, I think, or it's coming out from above there somewhere. Anyway, so I'm not going to go to France in this car next week because it's not going to be ready by then. I could have pushed on yesterday and done it, and just done the repair on the one pipe maybe, chucked it all back together. But like I said in the previous video, I don't like to take risks with stuff like that. I like things to be tickety boo, as to say, to coin a phrase. So I'm going to do it properly when I get back from France. In the meantime, this morning, what I might do is just drain the coolant, remove the air box again, because to get access to those pipes from above, I've got to remove the air box and the intake tract, basically. Drain the coolant, pull the inlet pipe off the radiator and back all the way back to the thermostat housing, and then give it a bit of a wash down so that it's not covered in coolant, which is a nightmare to work with, and especially this later stuff, this organic acid stuff. It's like greasy, a greasy film on everything. So yeah, so I might also, whilst I'm here today, I'm not going to be here very long. Just came up for a bit of a tidy up and a think, really. So I might just pull the drain plug on the transmission as well and let that drain during the week, so it gives it plenty of opportunity to pour out, and to when I take the pad off, I don't end up getting covered in transmission fluid. Just another note as well to say, if you like the content, if you appreciate what I'm doing, filming this whole thing, give us a comment or subscribe, or both. That'd be great. If you've got any tips, let me know. If you think I'm doing anything wrong, let me know. Yeah, cheers. I've just clipped it basically for now. It should be all right. I've done about probably 40 miles this morning, running about, doing a few errands and sort of getting some fuel and that sort of stuff. I've given it the beans a few squirts up to, get the pressure up in the gearbox. I don't know if that certainly got the temperature all the way up and kept it going for a while. So I've just checked it with a camera. It should be fine. There's not a sign of a leak, and the pipe's definitely not moving or anything like that. Plus, I've got in the boot, I've got a set of tools and some extra bits and pieces if I need to do any repairs whilst I'm away. Pretty confident it'll go to Plymouth and back, plus the other side, of course. It's about 600 miles altogether. So yeah, it's been quite a journey. The last month took longer than I expected. These things always do. I'm going to have that put on my grave when I die. It took longer than I expected.
I don't like to leave things up to chance, but wanted to drive my Jag to France, so decided to see how it goes. I put a Jubilee clip on the hose. I tested it the day before, got it up to temp and put my foot to the floor. Maybe no need to go to such extremes. Nothing is quite as it seems in Mike's tiny shed of dreams. Ooh yeah, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh yeah, oh yeah. I don't like to leave things up to chance, but wanted to drive my Jag to France, so decided to see how it goes. I put a Jubilee clip on the hose. I tested it the day before, got it up to temp and put my foot to the floor. Maybe no need to go to such extremes. Nothing is quite as it seems in Mike's tiny shed of dreams. So if you hang around, you'll see the mechatronic socket fighting with me, and I'll get those fittings on the pipes for good. Fill it up with oil and drop the hood. Fill it up with oil and drop the hood.